Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back once again for another Slim Sports interview. And as always, I'm your host, Jay Slim. And joining me once again on the podcast, coming off of his rookie year in the professional ranks. We had him last season when he was coming off a great college career with California. And man, we have so much to talk about just from the past year alone. And we're going to get into it with a 6'5" defensive end that is now a UFL champion from the Louisville Kings, Xavier Carlton. What's going on, X?
What's up, Jay? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Excited to get you back on. We had a great conversation last year, coming off that year with California, where you were an all ACC player. And then obviously this past year as a rookie, both from the NFL ranks and the UFL ranks, really got to showcase what you're all about, prove who you are and what you mean to do in the pro ranks. And that's dominate everyone you go against. And I want fans, viewers, real quick, if they haven't heard your name before, seen your face before, to get to learn some of these accolades to your name real quick in a segment that I like to call Resume Rundown, where I'm going to show off this resume with a nice little graphic. And obviously, like I mentioned before, 2026 UFL champions with the Louisville Kings,
Hmm.
doing what you do best in year one, and that's win. Coming off of a great college career where you were a third team All ACC selection in 2024, ended up being with the Chicago Bears in the NFL preseason, made the practice squad at the start of the season, then obviously made your way over to the UFL doing your thing there. So a
Hmm.
whole lot of great stuff there. Some of which I didn't even mention, some of the, bowl games and this and that, all the other accolades, because like I mentioned before, all you do is win. It's absolutely incredible. And following that great collegiate career, you earn that opportunity with the Chicago Bears. You go to rookie mini camp, go to preseason, end up getting a chance to showcase what you could do in some of those preseason games. Talk to me real quick about that experience and what you were able to learn from your time in the NFL.
Well, honestly, my first time in the NFL, especially with the Chicago Bears, man, they taught me so much from, you know, practicing as a pro and also being a pro. And so, getting to learn, so many aspects from guys like Montez Sweat, Grady Jarrett, um, um, goodness gracious, he's coming to couple boy, really on my team. It's all my D linemen, man. I just really appreciate all the love and support they've given me, but also the stuff they taught me too about being a pro and also being the NFL. NFL is not just I would say like it's really a big priority to be there. It's an honor to be there, and I got to enjoy that. Preseason was fun. I will say, training camp, first time being in NFL training camp, I was like, man, I thought college fall camp was hard, but this is tough. And so, going through, preseason, going through training camp, it kind of told me a little bit about, okay, this is how the NFL works. But hey, it's not like I've been with before. And
Mhm.
so, getting the opportunity to be with the Bears for a little bit, even though I got hurt the second week when we were about to play Detroit, I popped my hamstring, those memories still stick with me. So to this day, I still talk to, all my old teammates, make sure that they're doing good, make sure their families are doing good. But all in all, man, I had a good time with the Chicago Bears, and um, yeah, that was it.
Hey, there you go, man. And you actually mentioned right there the injury that you suffered going into week two, you said. And I know that obviously is, tough that you're trying to come back from.
Yeah.
We're able to get back to 100% in time for the UFL season, obviously, ended up missing the rest of the NFL season, unfortunately. But talking real quick about battling through that injury, making sure, okay, I got to get ready in time for, when the UFL comes up because that's going to be my opportunity to showcase what I could do. How did you power through and get back in time?
Well, honestly, like it's the injuries are the name of the game. For some things, sometimes we forget as D linemen, hamstring injuries can be, I would say, the worst thing to happen, especially when you're playing all the time. Every time you're taking care of your body, making sure everything's good, making sure that you are prepped, not just for practice, not just for games, but heck, even mentally. This game is more mental than it is physical. And that week when I was in practice, going through my drills, even though I stretch, like I said, take care of my body, get in the hot tub, and I relay that to my little brother. My little brother, of course, he's about to be a junior in high school, plays for Juan Diego, has a couple of offers, so as a big brother, I'm proud to see that because, that's the same path that I was on growing up. So getting to pass that down to my little brother, hey, you gotta stretch, you gotta do yoga, you gotta, make sure your body is right and tight, especially with the foods that you eat. I'm giving him not just big brother knowledge, but also NFL knowledge. So, when he goes to college, when he eventually goes to the pros and he gets picked up, he already knows. It's already been instilled into him. But back, sidetrack back to that, my hamstring, after I popped it, it was tough for the first 2 months because, I'm so used to going 100% all day, every day. That's how my mind is wired. From the time I wake up, from 5:30 in the morning till literally 8:30 at night when I go to bed. Um, but honestly, when that happened, it was kind of tough because it's like, man, like I know myself. Usually, sometimes when I get hurt, I can still battle through it. But that was the one injury that was like, man, like I can't even run. I can't do all the stuff I can't do. I can't twist. I can't shift. So it was like, all right, I gotta let my body heal. So during the off season, really during the NFL season, when I wasn't with the Bears and I was just at home, I really was just focused on getting my upper body right, going to the gym every day, working out, being with my trainers over at Athletico, making sure my hamstring is good, make sure I get back to full health. So one, this never happens again, and two, I'm back to being, like I said, being 100% full Xavier Carlton. But
Yeah.
I think it was around Christmas. That's when the UFL called and said, "Hey, man, I saw your highlights of preseason. The Bears, you look really good. But I know you had an injury. So how would you feel if you come to play the UFL?" He's like, honestly, I would love to play football again. So,
Well, here,
how does this
actually,
work?
it's funny enough that you mentioned that because you're actually leading me perfectly into this next question. So I'm gonna say thank you for that, and you can continue your
You're
story
welcome.
here. But you get this opportunity in the UFL with the Louisville Kings, and a lot of people, the UFL, relatively new overall. I mean, it's been around for a few years,
Hmm.
but a lot of fans don't fully understand, okay, how do these players end up getting this opportunity? Going from the NFL getting a chance in the UFL, like in your case, coming off of injury, stuff like that. So go on ahead and obviously continue your story about that process where you were able to get this
Hmm.
opportunity with the Kings in the UFL.
Well, like I said, around December, I think my brother was in Chicago with me. So really, me and him were training. And I was back to full health at the time. Um, I remember one of the coaches from the St. Louis Battlehawks called me. It was basically, man, hey Xavier, hey X, one of your old teammates, well, really one of my big brothers, Peter Tamapenu. I knew him from the University of Utah. He was basically my host when I was there for my official visit. He, of course, kind of told them about me, the type of caliber player I am, and they called me. It was like, hey man, we were thinking about picking you up in the draft. We just want to see if you want to play football again. It's like, of course, I still have more left in the tank. And so during the draft process, I was honestly constantly thinking that, okay, I'm going to play with St. Louis Ballers and play with my brother Peter and, all like basically all his teammates, especially guys that I know that I worked out with in at Berkeley. So I was like, okay, cool, what's up? And when I found out I got drafted to the Louisville Kings, it's okay, new team, but hey, a great opportunity to get back on the field. Um, and it was like literally, I was contemplating like, man, like I just hope I get a call back from the NFL so I can get like a workout and then be with them in the off season. But of course, not it doesn't work like that because I have film from preseason, but I have film from playing in every game in the NFL. So I'm like, all right, cool, might as well go play for the Louisville Kings. And so, and I'll be honest, man, the first day I got to really Arlington, Texas, where our headquarters are, um, I was kind of like, man, is this the right thing to do? And then, of course, when I get to know all my teammates at Louisville Kings, like Cam Gill, and then Travis, really my entire D line. Shout out to my brothers, man. Proud of y'all. Louisville Kings, we champs. And so, like I said, that first day on, we all got to introduce ourselves. And of course, having a whole defensive coordinator staff that also played for the Baltimore Ravens with Ray Lewis back in 2000. Like, this is a dream made heaven. So, getting to know all these knowledge from Coach Brad Jackson and Coach Chris and Coach Sharper, all those guys who played with Ray Lewis and also played for that 2000 Ravens team that won the Super Bowl. They gave us so much knowledge and gave us so much experience. Like, hey, look, use football to get where you need to go to, whether it's going back to the NFL or hey, well, whether it's helping your family out. And for me, that was both. Um, just make sure you use the game. Don't let the game use you. And so I said from day one all the way till what July 13th when we won the championship, it was basically a brotherhood. It was almost like a family. It was good. It was like almost like being back at Cal. Because for me, being a California Golden Bear, for all of us, it was all about family, and that's what I found. It was more about family, and they welcomed me with open arms. worked every day to get to where we at, and hey, here we are.
Hey, there you go, man. And obviously you were able to go out on the field and do what you do best, and that's
Hmm.
putting the quarterback in the dirt, putting the running back in the dirt. Anybody that came in your way, you were basically just putting them in the dirt. That's what you do. And
Hmm.
I want to show off some of these plays real quick in a segment that I like to call Make That Play, where I'm going to show
Yep.
off what I feel like are your top three plays from this past season. But obviously, as you well know, I'm just a stats guy. I'm just a fan in the stands. You're the one on the field doing what you do best. What would you say was your best play from this past season?
I would say when we played DC for the first time, we were at Washington. We were at Washington DC. Yeah, Tamu, he was rolling out, and I was at three tech. I was at playing defensive tackle, and of course, Tamu saw him take an inside move, and that's when he was like, he ran out. I'm like, all right, cool, I got him. I was running after him, and the look in his eyes, you could tell he's like, man, I've never seen one a 6'5", 280-pound defensive tackle, defensive end chase me like that, and also two have that type of wheels, and it's like, man, um, but honestly, it was, I mean, to the fact like I still got him, even though he went out of bounds. I think that was by far my favorite play because it shows that for quarterbacks, yeah, I'm 6'5" and 280. I play defensive man, I play defensive tackles. You may think you can outrun me, but I'm still gonna chase you down. And make sure you look both ways, make sure you look behind you, because like I said, one cut, you're knocked out.
Hey, there you
So
go, man. There you go. And that wasn't the only sack that you had, the only TFL that you had. You had quite a few. And at number three on my list, I actually got a big TFL against the Birmingham Stallions for a
oh
loss
yeah,
of 3 yards, where I mean, you just showed off that speed, show off that ability to get past the old line, and ended up getting back behind the line of scrimmage. Boom, put him in the dirt. And then number two, going against the Dallas Renegades, 3 yard sack against their quarterback there towards the end of the fourth quarter where I mean, obviously able to go off, do your thing in crunch time, show, hey, it doesn't matter how much time is left on the clock. I know it's winding down. I'm still giving it 110%. The number one play that I have on my list going against Birmingham, I believe it was at your guys' place, big time
yeah,
TFL for 6 yards. Ended up, I believe, combined with one of your teammates where you just got right past that line of scrimmage and boom, put him where? In the dirt. That's
in the
exactly what
dirt.
you do. And man, I mean, just three big time plays for you for what was a dominant defensive line. I know you shouted out Cam Gill, shout out some of your other teammates. And I mean, Cam Gill, shout out to him, defensive player of the year in the UFL, 10 sacks, 12 TFLs. Obviously, you and him were that 1-2 punch at the defensive end position. Obviously, got some great defensive tackles as well. Talk to me real quick about the dominance of this defensive line, how you guys were able to be so successful, and how you guys, you, Cam Gill, and everyone else were able to help push each other individually.
Well, like I said, from day one, we set a standard, and we wanted to be the most feared defensive lineman in the UFL. Um, and it really showed from day one at practice to even like, when we scrimmaged other teams, that we were that dominant from getting tackles in the backfield, sacks, and chasing the ball downfield. It showed from each game that we progressed. It's like every D line, D lineman, D it's every D line coach's dream to see a D line run down a running back, whether he's running downfield to run him down and still make a play. And so honestly, we just set the standard that we want to be the most feared defensive line in the UFL. Really, just some to like remember by. Think about like the 2000 Ravens; they were the most dominant defense to ever walk this earth. I would say, from having Ray Lewis to having Ed Reed, and a really dominant D line. It was to the point it was like, man, we can do this. Since we have like all pro defensive coordinators, defensive coaches, we can definitely do this. And so, like I said, from day one, it was just we set a standard, we stuck to that standard, and like I said, it showed off itself.
Hey, there you go. Obviously, the standard's the standard, and that's why you guys were able to go off and do your thing. And this defense overall was absolutely incredible throughout the course of the year, especially towards the end of the season when it mattered
Mm.
most. And I know it didn't start off that way for the team as a whole, offense, defense, special teams, all three phases of the ball, because you guys started off with three straight losses, then managed to kind of rally together and kind of look at one another and be like, all right, we know what we can do. Let's go out there and just do
Mm.
it. And then obviously that's when the success really came into fruition. Talk to me real quick about what seemed to kind of flip that switch to where you guys were able to go off on that dominant run after a rough start.
Honestly, yeah, 0-3, I ain't gonna lie, it was tough. It wasn't the best. But the thing is, the defense. I think we were holding for the whole season. We were holding teams to like what less than 20, 21 points a game, which is good as a defense. And of course, like the offense, of course, I'm not gonna blame nobody. But the offense, we were just trying to fill ourselves. Defense, of course, I think we were so used to like being with each other because we all, I mean, every day after practice, we all hang out with each other. So, and also get some extra work, make sure our bodies are good. So we always had that chemistry. Offense, of course, at the time, I think they were trying to figure out, okay, who should we go with, and also how can we be the best team we can be. I think when we first beat Dallas, I think that's when everything started clicking on offense. Like when my one of my old teammates, Chandler Rogers, brother, I'm proud of you. Just want to say that. When he took the reins, I knew Chandler from college. I knew him from when he was at Cal. Once you give him that ball, once that ball's in his hand, let him do his thing. And of course, he did that the whole season. And he proved himself, proved him worthy. Yeah, after that, it just flew off the rails. And I'm proud of all my teammates. I'm proud of all my brothers. It's something I'll never forget. Hopefully, I can see them in the league too. Whether we're on the same team again, I pray to God it will happen. Or if we're playing against each other, it's always gonna be love.
Hey, man, obviously that family mindset that you guys had to, play not just for yourselves, but for each other, more importantly, is why you guys were able to go off and do what you did. You yourself, you put up 43 tackles, 6 TFLs, 2 sacks, had 3 pass breakups as a defensive end as well, and helped lead this team to an 8-4 overall record. Beat the Battlehawks in the semifinals 29-20, and then won the
Mhm.
United Bowl 27-20 against the Defenders, playing them for the 3rd time in the season. You and I both know it's hard to beat a team 3 times in
Three
a season.
times.
You guys beat them twice. I believe it was actually back-to-back weeks in the regular
Yep.
season, then faced them in the championship in the United Bowl. What went into taking them down for a 3rd time? Obviously, you have those experiences from the previous 2 games. You know what worked against them. You also know, okay, they were able to be successful in this area against us those times. Let's make sure to stop it this time around. What went into taking down this very tough defenders team in order to come out on top as the UFL champions?
Well, I knew like because Coach Sharper, like I said, our D coordinator, our D line coach, he coached with them last year, 2025, and of course they won the championship. And so, first 2 times we beat them, we were thinking, okay, yeah, they're done, knocked out, you good, deuces. But I think during the playoffs, I think at the time we really wanted to play against Orlando because of course we lost to Orlando twice. And so we were licking our chops like, hey, let's get it. Like if Orlando plays in the championship, we're gonna give them a run for their money. But of course, that didn't pan out. It's like, hey, we're cool playing DC again because hey, DC is a good team. They have a really good offense, they have really good defense. And I remember Coach Brad kind of called it. He said it's almost like for him, he said it's almost like the Ravens and Steelers game, that big old rivalry. Because that's how it was portrayed the whole season. Like we were going back and forth, bickering back and forth. And you saw it on TV, it was like, dang, it's like a big old fight out there. Third time we played them, and like I remember this too because when I got the sack, I tore my pec, and so I go to trainers and I basically talk to them. I think I popped my pec. And of course, I was like, I don't want to get out of this game. Just give me a harness, and I should be good because like I said, I'm used to playing through injury. But that game, I wanted to play with my brothers one final time because it's like this is really important to us. It's really important to me. And I couldn't put weight on. I was like, okay, the honorable thing of just sitting out, let my body heal. So, I don't want to hurt the team. Especially if I'm playing, I still don't want to hurt the team. So even my team is like, look, fam, we got you 100%. You do so much for us. We got you. And like it showed on TV, they did their thing. I'm proud of all of them. And like I said, for the 3rd time, I was shocked too. I'm like, I knew we were gonna beat them too because we came out with that swagger. It's like, yeah, no, we got this for sure. But for a 3rd time, that's something that you can brag to anybody. Say, I'll be a team 3 times and win a championship. That says a lot. So,
Hey, absolutely, man. Obviously, able to come out on top, do what you guys do against a very talented team. And obviously, when you're able to beat them 3 times in a season, like you said, now you got some bragging rights against anybody on that team. So,
hmm
obviously, a whole lot of fun there. And you got to play alongside a lot of great talent this past season. We've mentioned some of them, obviously, Cam Gill being one of them. And I want to give you a chance to shout some more players out here on this segment called Who's Up Next, where I believe this time last year you recommended your brother and a couple of other teammates from Cal. This time around, you have this rookie
Mhm.
season from the NFL and UFL under your belt. So who would you say are some of these current pros, whether it's from your time with the Bears or your time with the Kings, or even guys that you know altogether that are in the pros, that you would say should get a spot here on the podcast this upcoming season?
Well, honestly, for the Kings, I have Jaheim, DG, DG. They both play linebacker, so both those guys are my brothers too. They're really good players. Chandler Rogers, Ian Wheeler. I'm proud of my brother Ian Wheeler. He's with the Buffalo Bills now, so really proud of him. And yeah, that's about it. And also, I would say my brother too, because like I said, got to show love for my little brother, man. He's on his way up too.
Hey, absolutely, man. No doubt in my mind, we're going to be seeing him on the Slim Sports podcast. Hopefully God bless me enough to be able to do this for, even more years moving forward. Definitely a record-setting year for the podcast, and all
Mhm.
thanks to guys like yourself hopping on to continue to believe in what I do. And you already know that I continue to believe in what you guys do every single day, because you guys have proven it on and off the field every single week. And now you're looking to continue your career moving forward. I know you've already had a couple of workouts with some NFL teams getting ready for the preseason, from what I've heard, as far as them bringing you in, talking with you, whatever that might be. Basically, what I'm asking here next is, what is this next stage for you right now? Obviously, you're recovering from that torn pec that you suffered during the United Bowl. You're looking to get back to the NFL ranks one way or another. What is this next step for you in this journey? What would you say the process is that you're kind of going through right now, as far as finding a way to continue your journey?
Well, honestly, I said it's 4 to 6 months recovery from my pec. But right now, honestly, I'm just enjoying my time with my family, enjoying time with my brother, giving back the same information I have for El, and also my little cousin too. Even though he's playing Pop Warner football, it's really is for me focusing on giving back to my family. Being gone for 7 years from my mom, my dad, my brother, and the rest of my family, it takes a toll on you. And now that I'm finally home, I have time to really enjoy this time with them and make more memories because I say that's the thing about family. You want to make a lot of memories with your family. Um, but all in all, like I said, I'm still working. I'm at treatment every morning, 7:30, like I said, I'm early bird, so always there, trying to get my pec right, making sure that I'm fully healed. And like I said, the NFL call is cool. If it doesn't, hey man, I'm just gonna be chilling here in Salt Lake City, coaching my little brother up at Juan Diego, help out with the D line, and yeah, man, enjoy life.
Hey, there you go, man. No doubt in my mind, one way or another, we're going to see you continue that football career. Maybe need another year in the UFL after recovering from this injury, but hopefully very soon we're going to see you wearing an NFL jersey, no matter what team it's going to be on. You already know that we're going to have an NFL jersey up in this collection once we get that happening. Cannot wait to see what the next
Yes,
step is
sir.
for you, because one thing that I know about Xavier Carlton, you give everything you do 110%, and you always find a way to make the best outcome possible. So cannot wait to see what the future holds. And thank you so much for hopping on today on the Some Sports Podcast.
Appreciate it, Jay. God bless you, man. Tell the family I said what's up as well.